Let's turn our attention to the kitchen garden, a small-scale haven that allows you to grow and enjoy your own herbs, greens, and vegetables right at home. Ideal for busy lifestyles, a kitchen garden requires just a few minutes or hours of your time each week, making gardening more accessible than ever. Think of your kitchen garden as an extension of your living room, where you can relax, discover, and nourish yourself with fresh produce. This type of farming is particularly perfect for urban dwellers looking to incorporate a bit of nature into their daily lives. So if you're interested in cultivating your own garden, then join us as we dive deeper into these rewarding practices. Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Kilimo and Biashara show. Thank you so much for joining us today. Remember, this is a show that brings you different types of farming methods and all emerging trends in the agribusiness world. And we want to dive into the joys of growing your own food right in your backyard. And remember, with the growing cost of living, you would want to cut your spending. And this is one way that you can cut the spending. So shall we get the tips on how to have a successful kitchen garden? Well, let's join our farmer today. What do you do?
Karibu, karibu.
Hello, Stephen.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Karibu kwa shamba yetu.
It's so beautiful.
Yes, karibu.
Wow, what do you have here?
We have sukuma, managu,
wow,
spinach, broccolis. On this side we have celery, broccolis, cucumber, and then what do you call it? Capsicum, everything we need in the kitchen.
So how did you decide that you want to venture into this? How did you decide that this is the structure that I want?
I've been in Juakali for quite some time, so I decided now it's my time also to be somewhere allowed where I'll be self-sufficient with food. No need of moving to the market to look for mama boga. So we want to be self-contained here. And also I have a son who cannot be able to go to the normal employment. So I'm starting this one as an occupation for him so that he can be able to have an income right at home. This small garden you are seeing here, our aim is to have an aquaponic, but we decided to start with hydroponic. So we are moving to aquaponic, where we'll be having even fish within the home compound. So at least everything will be done here. You'll be having for the house use and also for the market.
Oh, so you're also planning to sell this in the market?
Yes. I was just doing it as a small section. Then we move to a bigger section where we can be able to have a bigger quantity we can sell to the neighbors.
This is a unique structure, Stephen. How did you decide this is the design that you want?
One time I had visited somebody in US, and somehow I could see those farms there, and I decided I should try to do it here. So I did it a course online to be able to learn about the aquaponic, and I have done it online, and that's when I developed that idea. And also I found that my son can also be able to adapt it to that. He has also done some training on the aquaponic, and he is also waiting to implement what he has learned online.
So you had to train him, and he was also receptive?
Yes.
Is this expensive? Is it expensive to set these up?
You know, one time I went to Ruai, let me be specific, and I found those vegetables being grown with the sewer. So I was inspired to have my own farm so that I'm sure of whatever I'm taking is completely clean with no other impurities. Yes. Well, for this small one, because actually we started it like 2 months back. We started during the striking day, Nane. So we sat with my son and we decided, let us start from today as a small space with 8 feet, 16 feet by 24. So Nane, 24. And, and that's where we are now. So it is not very expensive because actually the person who sold me the system, he is very cooperative and he is very understanding. So this costed 180 and we have been paying slowly, we have cleared. As he was doing the work, we paid with installment.
So if someone is trying to venture into this, what are the requirements? What are the key things that they should know before they begin investing?
Actually, because me personally, I can't say that we are somewhere, apart from paying the cost, everything they are doing it for us. They are managing for us. For us is just to open the water. We are just watering. Yes. Otherwise, everything else they are doing for us.
So aside from the equipment that we can see here, you also have to get a source of water.
Water source is not very much because you see what we are using, the 200 liters tan any container is taking us about 1.5 months. So the water we are using is very little because it is not leaving the system.
Stephen, so when you look at the capital invested and the returns so far, have you started to realize?
Apart from even the returns, I'm happy seeing it. Other than moving to the other areas of going to a club, when I come here, I feel good. So I don't count the cost.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah.
Even as we talk about the success of this project, what are some of the challenges that you've identified so far?
The challenges like now here, you know, when it is open without the covering with the net, there are those pests which can be able to attack the plants. I think that is a part we have prevented. And also we are having a problem of these monkeys here. So we feel that the way it is now, we will be able to harvest what we have.
So sealing this place up has really helped with controlling of pests as well as monkeys.
Yes.
And the monkeys.
Yes. And also we have so many birds here. And they also feed on, especially those ones which are not covered. They keep on feeding on them.
I see that you have essential produce here that you need in the kitchen. Do you have any plans to expand even to other products?
I was thinking when we go full blast, we also try to move into herbs because it's also another area which can give us income. So we utilize the small space we have. We have the herbs. Actually, we are planning maybe also to go for those courses, those seminars. I understand they are having them in the Kenya Museum.
Thank you so much, Stephen. And we'd like to talk to our farmer as well. Martin, you told me he's around and he'll be able to...
He is allowed.
Would you allow us to speak to him?
No problem.
Thank you. Hi Martin, my name is Linda. Would you kindly introduce yourself and tell me about your project?
My full names are Martin Hingamina. This is my hydroponic farm.
So what are you farming?
I have the tower, I have tomatoes, I have cucumber. This is the spiral system. This is the tower system using drip from the hydroponic tank.
I see your farm is truly productive. How do you ensure that it has grown this well? How do you normally manage it?
I water them every 5 minutes every morning using drip system. The nutrients are balanced, biomass and soilless farming. But after school, I didn't get an opportunity to farm aquaponic or learn it. but I was get insisted by my father on August to start a hydroponic system. In future, I'm planning to put an aquaponic system.
Wow, you have big dreams. Do you like farming?
Farming is my passion. We shall eat, we shall harvest, we shall enjoy the fruits of my work.
Would you like to sell your vegetables in future?
Yeah, I can venture into opening a grocery called Martin's Groceries. Yeah, I will sell them to earn my own income and I'll be happy.
Did you aspire to be a farmer before?
I aspired to be a fish farmer.
So one day would you like to incorporate fish farming and hydroponics?
One day.
Martin, I'm curious, amongst all these crops, which one is your favorite?
And the crop I like are my kale, which is over here. They have grown so big. I can eat a little, preserve a little for my own grocery, and I can earn my income.
Wow, thank you so much, Martin. And I'm looking forward to seeing your grocery shop up and running. Martin Grocery Shop. Thank you so much. Wow, that was quite heartwarming, right? Today we are focusing on kitchen garden. The advantages of having a kitchen garden, the self-sustenance bits, as well as the cost of having these as opposed to the money you spend on buying grocery. Right now we are diving into the expert part of this show, and we have our expert here, Daniel. Daniel, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi.
So tell me about the structural bits of this project.
Yes.
How did you decide this family needs this type of design? Yeah.
There's something called empathy. At times, when developing a solutions, you got to put yourself in the shoes of the user, intended user. So when we were developing this solution, we analyzed the lifestyles of dynamic urban communities. One, what is the biggest challenge? Space. They are willing to do farming, but the space is very limited. So what is the solution? Go vertical. Two, food safety. You may have the money to buy food, but the source of the food, you don't have what is called traceability. You can't trace which agrochemical have been used in the process. So we were looking for a solution that would fit the small spaces and also offer everyone, whether they have big spaces, they have rooftops, perimeter walls, and also keeping in mind you can shift from one estate to the other. These gardens are all portable. If today you shift from Kasarani and you are changing to a gated community, you'll carry along with your garden something that people are looking for. So when we basically fit in depending on someone's number one budget also and the space they have. They may have the money to put up a big structure and a big garden, but the space becomes limited. So we normally do customized solutions. If you are on a rooftop or you have a balcony, you have 1 meter, it is enough to put one tower. Getting 48 plants, it's gonna give you a couple of veggies, and mark you can mix up to 6 varieties. So that is one. So we go to a client, we get to understand how much space they have and what budget. So we work along that line.
Daniel, and since you've mentioned budgets, I was just wondering, for a beginner who's looking at this and they're wondering, so where do I begin? How much do I need to start this?
For example, we have a mini tower. A mini tower is actually 2.5 feet from the ground and can hold up to 24 plants, meaning, and that costs only 2,500.
So it's 2,500 together with the crops.
So what we try to do is to try to fit everyone, from those who, from low economic status to those who can afford big projects. We also have a standard tower garden, which is the fast moving product, which holds 48 plants and costs 4,500.
Which one would you prefer, especially for urban dwellers?
Tower gardens are the most suitable solution for urban communities. One, it is portable. If you are shifting from this apartment to the other, you carry your tower garden too. It is also soilless. You don't dirtify the environment, because in normal cases you may want to do gardening, but you are in a rented house. You can't put a sack there and soil there. That is probably unacceptable in most of the plots. But with a tower garden, it's clean, you can wash your environment. So it's the fast moving, and the fact that it has a reasonable output. 48 plants, let's just do a little bit of some numbers. If you have kales in one tower, that's 48 plants. You can harvest minimum of 3 leaves from a single plant. So it means in a single harvest, it's 48 times 3. Do the numbers. You are talking about, you can get around 244 leaves, this 111. Meaning, if you have 6 varieties, you can harvest twice a week. And in terms of water consumption, which is a benefit important to highlight, this tower garden, it uses a maximum of 1.5 liters in a day. That is in the hottest season. Meaning water consumption is up to 80% less compared to conventional farming.
And how is that? Because I can imagine the crops are so productive, yet it uses kidogo maji.
They are, you see, in normal circumstances in conventional farming in the soil, 80% of the water goes into infiltration into the ground and evaporation. Only a small amount that the plant is able to absorb. But in a tower garden, because this is an enclosed system, we use PVC pipes. So the chances of infiltration are gone. The chances of evaporation are reduced highly. The essence of why, that's the reason why it uses less water. That's also about safety. You see, when you go this way, you are able to integrate with other types of, say you have some chicken, you have some dairy farming. We can integrate easily with this kind of farming, with hydroponics. So it becomes organic. You can also be able to culture earthworms. Like for example, we intend in the near future, this garden, we will put up a vermiculture system. You see the excess foliage from these plants. We feed them to the earthworms. The earthworms will give us vermiliquid. So the vermiliquid, we will use the vermiliquid as a fertilizer and also a pest control. If you spray vermiliquid, you have sprayed and a pesticide at the same time. It's a fertilizer and 100% organic. So it becomes a symbiotic relationship.
So is this farm organic or synthetic?
Here, we make it open-ended. It is not upon us to choose whether you want organic or inorganic. Ours is to make that happen. One, if you choose organic, like I've said, it's a matter of what do you use as source of nutrients. If you choose, I am going to go natural, you can use either you integrate with fish, you use vermiliquid, you use rabbit urine, or we also have we also provide organic nutrients, other powder form that you can also. It is a matter of choice. For the one who uses organic, we have solutions for them. The ones who don't mind whether it's synthetic, or we also have synthetic fertilizers.
So which one is cheaper when it comes to management?
Obviously, synthetic is cheaper because you see they are commercially produced in mass production. So obviously they are cheaper. Yeah, organic, yes, very good, very healthy, but there is a little bit of some process. Like in this garden, it is still a phase we will achieve. We will get vermiculture as part of this system, so that we can achieve an organic farm.
Daniel, is this the future of agriculture?
Absolutely, absolutely. Hydroponics is the future, and look at this. Where we are now, a couple of years, less than 10 years ago, this was agricultural land here where we are standing. Today it is a residential place, meaning the agricultural land is diminishing over time, and that is point number one. The agricultural land is diminishing. Number two, population. We are more into, by 2050, actually by 2030, 50% of the population, world population, will be living in cities and towns, including in Kenya. In Kenya, 17 million people are living in towns and cities, and we are just 54. It means almost half will be in towns and cities. We can't afford to have more than half of the population being food dependent. So that is where we are headed. We have to empower the urban communities to also contribute to food production. So more than 50% of the population being, they are depending on the rural communities, it is not sustainable. Also, the third point is age. The average age of an African farmer, Kenyan to be specific, is 60 years. So we are using this to attract young people into agriculture. Because you see, young people, you are a lawyer, you are an engineer, you are a content creator, you want to go and do your TikTok, or you want to go and do wherever you do your business, and in the evening you get your kitchen garden with your nails, with your whatever, and they don't want this traditional way that you get your gumboot, do what, and djembe, they will not do it. So as a society, we need to get a way to attract young people into agriculture. That's why this is the future.
Since you began this project, has it saved you some money or even a lot of money?
Yeah, this venture has saved a lot of money because I don't have to go to the market. Even when I have visitors, I just rush here. I get some green, and then I cook. So I don't have to go to the market often unless if there is something I need. Maybe I really need that something, but I don't have to go to the market.
Yeah. And what are other advantages of having this project here at home?
Okay, other advantages I'll share with my neighbors. Yeah, and soon when everything has grown, maybe we shall make a sale for Martin. Yes, because this is his venture.
And Martin said that he wants to start a grocery shop.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
In fact, that is what he wants to do. So after we've shared with the neighbors, then we can expand and then sell to them. Yeah, we can even set a grocery shop just here. Yes, for him.
That's so impressive. And also, let's speak about how this project is self-sustainable.
Yeah, this is self-sustainable because you actually get almost everything, and you don't have, it is not taxing. You don't have to do a lot of work. In fact, if I had started it earlier, I can even come with high heels, but now I'm old for that. What I mean is, you don't have to soil yourself. You just come and work on it.
Wow.
It's so simple, it's so easy.
So you wish you started earlier?
I wish I had started when I Thank you.
And what a way to end the show. Have you seen the advantages of owning a backyard kitchen garden? Well, cost cutting, self-reliant, self-sustainable, and many other things. And well, it's a small structure, but he's able to feed your family. And in the future, we'll be back here to see Martin's grocery. Thank you so much for watching today. My name is Linda Koskei. See you again next Sunday for yet another exciting episode of Kilimo na Biashara. My name is Linda Koskei.